From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center for this afternoon, sunny, breezy, high of 93. Clear sky for tonight, 63 the low. Easter Sunday will be sunny, a high of 87. Clear and 62 for Sunday night. Sunshine for Monday, a high of 87. And sunshine on Tuesday, a high near 90. I'm Kelly Wild from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently, in downtown Phoenix, it's 91 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Message and data rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Phoenix? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll be introduced to our 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Phoenix area who want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Phoenix is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where we'll share how to get started making money flipping houses and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. Just text your zip code to 82,000.
Virtual Vinyl is looking to purchase large, well-taken care of LP and 45 RPM record collections. Call us at 480-269-4849 and visit our stores on 1100kfnx.com and check out our Facebook group. On the Record with Virtual Vinyl is on every Saturday at 5 p.m. until 6 p.m.
The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Hello, Phoenix, and anyone else listening in America. This is On the Record with Virtual Vinyl. I'm your host, Mike Hamilla. And what we're here every Saturday at 5 p.m. to do is talk about vinyl records, 45s, LPs, EPs. We can talk about music. This week, if you call into the show, we're going to give away a mint 45 RPM record in the genre of your selection. So any caller that calls in, asks a question, make a comment, we're going to take care of you and send you a nice piece of vinyl. Give us a call. We're looking to buy any kind of well-taken care of record collections. Call me in Phoenix, 480-269-4849. If you're looking to buy records, check out our links at 1100kfnx.com. I've got 2 eBay stores. I got a big Discogs store with 30,000 listings, most of which are 45s. And I also have a Reverb LP store, which is basically the same inventory, just a little different audience. I was in the record business as a kid, packing records and putting them in boxes. These were new records when I was 16, and now I'm 62 years old, and I'm taking used records, packing them, and putting them in the box. So I've come full circle, and we hope we can entertain you for an hour here. My first guest is Jimmy Donahue, a friend of the family, a bond trader, a musician, and a connoisseur of vinyl records. We'd like to welcome Jimmy to the show.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Jimmy. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good, good. Glad we could have you.
Yeah, glad it worked out this time. Sorry about last week.
That's okay.
So yeah, wanted to talk to you about picking up some records, man.
You want to buy some records?
Always. It's like always looking to go back through and put together some of the collection.
I forgot to mention Jimmy's a customer of ours and a very good friend of the family. So not that long ago, I sold just some David Bowie 45s, 4 or 5 of them. And,
yeah, so that was really, well, before that, you sold me a couple of Sun Records 45s, and that's really the first I've dipped my toes into the 45s market.
Right. Which was that a Johnny Cash 45? I'm remembering.
Yeah, it was a Johnny. Yeah, one of them was a Johnny Cash 45, and then there was a couple of Elvis Presleys on there, I think.
If I had Elvis Presley on Sun, I sold it to you by mistake.
Yeah. You sold me some. You sold me some Elvis, some LPs.
Elvis on Sun on 45 is worth in excess of $10,000 each, in almost any condition. I was supposed to get some of those in the deal I bought, and they were mysteriously missing. So.
Well, how about that?
So tell us about yourself. You're a bond trader by day, but a musician and a vinyl connoisseur on your free time.
So bond trader by day, that happened by accident. I started off playing drums and guitar when I was a kid. I went to school for music recording and production, and that's kind of how I started falling in love with vinyl. Just kind of learned to appreciate what went into making a record, and especially making an old record when you were doing everything on analog and recording on tape. Right. And if they gave you all of all the studio notes and everything about what went into making that record in the liner notes on an LP, I'd be a happy guy.
Let's mention that you're in your early 30s too, so vinyl records are not just for old gray-haired, old hunched-over old men. So.
Oh yeah. So by the time I was going to school for making music, that was people recording on tape and people putting out vinyl records was an older idea. But, some of the younger generation has embraced it, and a lot of people, younger bands, are putting out special 7 inches and little one-off releases here and there, which is cool. But right. It's but listening to an old LP or just sitting around and looking at the liner notes and reading it and just listening to it and feeling that vibe. That's special to me. So that's really why I started getting into collecting LPs.
How many records? How many records do you have? How many LPs? How many 45s approximately?
Just a handful of 45s. I think I only have about, maybe just 10. I probably have about 30 other 7 inches, pretty much all new, one-off releases. And I think I've gone up to about 100 or so LPs at this point. A couple other box sets that probably contribute to the number of discs there. But, it's growing.
Yeah, I've got my personal collection is 200-300 LPs that I've been carrying with me since the early 70s in Cleveland. Went with me all over all our stops in Cleveland. Went in a truck to Arizona. We've been out here 22 years. Basically the same collection. Just peeled it and pared it down a little bit. Some records went missing that I thought I still had. I had some Grin records that Niels Lofgren did, and that kind of disappeared. I don't know.
Bruce Springsteen. Niels Lofgren. I got a very cool Bruce Springsteen box set from you, as well as
the 5 records.
As well as an early promo copy of Nebraska, which is one of my favorite records in my collection.
I forgot about those deals. Yeah, so you're a good customer.
Yeah,
3, 4, 5.
Yeah. You're a great resource.
We appreciate it.
And my collection would probably be pushing 200-300 if I still had all my father's records. So I remember one day when I was a kid, he wasn't keen on keeping them anymore. He didn't think that they were ever making a comeback, and he wound up taking them outside, putting them in the trash. My mom would say, "Yeah, I'll keep those. You never know what's going to happen." She can turn into a little bit of a pack rat with that kind of things. But who knows? A few years later, I started showing a lot of interest in music, and later I inquired about what happened to those LPs, and it turns out he had taken them outside and drowned them in a garbage pail full of water, and so they were no good to anybody anymore. So he was a lot of time I spend right now is when I find talking to him and talking about what records are in that collection. And then he was
intent on getting rid of them, so he accomplished his goal.
Yes, and he is a hard-headed man.
Like I was telling you earlier, we needed people to do that, so the records that we have aren't worth 4 cents. They're worth a couple dollars more than that. So just like baseball cards and everything else collectible, If people hung, if people hung on to everything they had, items would be worth quite a bit less.
But another thing I've been finding interesting lately is going around to a lot of these little record stores in the cities and picking through the jazz records and seeing what I can find in that.
So what have you picked up recently?
I picked up a Bill Evans trio Sunday at the Village Vanguard. Great record.
Well, he's a piano player, right?
Yep, piano player and band leader. And he did a collection of recordings there in the early 60s, I believe. And the Sundays at the Village Vanguard, I forget who put me onto that record, but I was searching for that one, and I finally found it, and I'm pretty happy about it. John Coltrane, Love Supreme, Miles Davis in A Silent Way. Those are the top three picks that I've gotten out of the crates in Brooklyn lately.
I'm not a big jazz guy, but I got a few pieces here and there. Some Dave Brubeck. One of the lead-ins we have is Dave Brubeck, First Take, to play us in or play us out. Some of the segments here. But,
very nice. Yeah, but anything like that. I got to start, and I'm always looking for any old chess records. Some Howlin' Wolf or Chuck Berry or any kind of old blues stuff like that.
I've got a few Howlin' Wolf 45s and a lot of Chuck Berry on original black chess. When he passed away, I was selling him quite a few even before he had passed. But Chuck Berry on black chess is valuable in almost any condition. I have a few other. I don't have a lot of blues records, but you have to search that Discogs database. It's very, very easily searchable. You probably bop around in there and see what.
It's I find it just knowing which label I'm looking for and what's a later printing that there might be a couple 100,000 copies out there floating around, and just looking and getting better at looking at and figuring out what grade of record I'm looking at.
You ever look around on Craigslist and go out on the street and see what someone's selling privately, or you haven't done that?
Sometimes, sometimes I'll be just walking around in New York and people are doing little flea markets here and there, and I'll go dig through crates there. I was up in upstate New York a couple summers ago, and the guy had a barn full of records.
Jimmy, stay with us. We got to take a break. Come back for another segment. Hang on.
Okay.
On the Record with Virtual Vinyl, Mike Camilla. Virtual Vinyl is looking to purchase large, well-taken care of LP and 45 RPM record collections. Call us at 480-269-4849 and visit our stores on 1100kfnx.com and check out our Facebook group. On the Record with Virtual Vinyl is on every Saturday at 5 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Do you work in the automotive or transportation industry? Would you like to increase your pay? Or are you looking for that position to make your next big career move? Then APN Staffing and Employment Solutions is for you. APN Staffing is a specialty placement company filling positions from controllers to technicians coast to coast. Give us a call to discuss personalized opportunities for you. 602-788-5890 or online at apnusa.com. Don't put your career on the back burner. Give us a call now.
Newsflash, never be fat or smoke again. Break any habit or addiction in as few as 3 to 7 days. No withdrawal. Yes, you heard me right. No matter if you're 40 pounds or 140 pounds overweight, smoke 1 pack or 4 packs a day. You will be free. Call our information line at 623-266-1392 for free consultation. Your habit or addictive behaviors now can be a thing of the past. Call Hypnotic One at 623-266-1392. Now, you take control of your life instead of being controlled by life. Call now, Hypnotic One at 623-266-1392.
I'll crush a sea turtle and drink dioxin. You hippie communist, you're afraid of everything. That's the Republican attitude that has driven so many children so insane.
The Savage Nation with Michael Savage, afternoons at 5 p.m. right here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Get the facts about cancer and cancer treatment from the experts. The Oncozine Brief every Saturday between 1 and 2 on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. outsmarting cancer, advancing medical science together.
And now, a Networking Arizona moment with Carol Blonder. Reverend Lucretia, you say you're like a dial-a minister. Tell everyone what you mean by that.
Yeah, I kind of am like dial-a minister. You call me when you need someone to pray, when you need someone to visit, when you need someone to do a wedding, funeral, a memorial, I'm there. So mostly I visit people that are hurting inside, and I help them to understand that they're not alone and that God of any understanding is with them at all times. They need to have no fear, no anxiety. You dial me, and I come.
And you're there for everyone.
Yeah, so absolutely I am there for everyone. We believe that God comes in all shapes and sizes and forms, and that there is only one God, and you can call it whatever you want. If you need to talk, if you need someone to listen to you, if you need someone to pray with you and cry with you, if you need someone to be there for you, I'm all over the valley. Reach out to me. I'm here.
So if you or if you know somebody needs spiritual direction, give her a call at 973-930-8380 or visit her at lostinsideministry.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Camilla, and we're back on the record with Virtual Vinyl. We buy vinyl records. We'd like to have you give us a call at 480-269-4849 if you have some records for sale, or if you know someone that does. We'll come take a look at taken care of collections, LPs, 45s, EPs, almost any genre. And we'll come and pay cash, take everything usually, and sweep up on the way out the door. So we want to buy records. Also, if you're looking to buy records, hit the 1100kfnx.com website. The links to all our stores are there. We have a Discog store, a Reverb store, a couple eBay auction sites. So we have 30,000 plus records for sale, most in very good or near mint to mint condition. All right, we're back with another segment with Jimmy Donahue in Hoboken, New Jersey, home to Frank Sinatra. Jimmy, you're still with us?
Yes, sir.
Is there a Frank Sinatra museum in Hoboken?
I don't know about a museum, but they got a street right along the Hudson River named after him. They got a nice restaurant down there called Old Blue Eyes.
I love
That's a nice little tribute to Frank there.
I love that photograph of him. It's like a wrap. When he was arrested, it's like a police picture of him when he was a young guy. He was famous for...
You know what? I actually got that hanging up in my apartment. He was arrested or charged on like adultery, and I think it was either in my hometown that I was born in, or it was in the town next door in Hackensack, New Jersey. But it was a Bergen County cop that arrested him.
Those were different times. His specialty was when a guy would take a picture of him getting off an airplane, we'd take the camera and bust it over the photographer's head.
Oh yeah. Now you expect that from a couple of MMA fighters who are out there.
Frank was a little spindly guy, but he did not cotton to fools, not at all.
Nope. They did a good job with that HBO thing they did on him a couple of years ago.
Great. Do you have any good record stores near you? Where do you frequent, or where do you go to?
There's A1 Records in New York, down in downtown there. There's a great local record shop here in Hoboken called Tunes that I go to a lot. But then mostly I do a lot of my shopping up on Discogs, and whenever I got an inquiry, I always call you.
Right.
And anywhere. There's a couple other ones. There's a couple of spots in the city called Academy Records that I go to. There's a Village Music World.
Did you ever stop in the store? There was a store in Manhattan. The guy sold only Beatles white albums. That was all he had. You ever stop in that store? I think it was
I wonder how he pays his rent.
It was an Asian fellow, I think. I don't know. I think he's since closed it, but it was a very specialty type store. All different conditions, and different original white albums came out with numbering on the bottom right-hand corner, like John, Paul, George, and Ringo got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 with like an 8-10 digit serial number. So every white album had a serial number. So this guy had all make and manner of Beatles white albums in this store in Manhattan. So I don't know if he was a trust fund child and ran out of money or what happened, but that was a very unique store.
I'll say. It's the hipsters out here, Mike. They know no bounds. So they'll try and start a business with anything, but they're I mean, that's a pretty interesting record store. I mean, if that's still around, I'd love to go check that out.
No, he's gone.
The guy, see what he's about, yeah.
So are there any records you're looking for that you can't find or too expensive, or what are you looking at lately?
Lately, I mean, I've been looking at, I don't know if there's anything that's a little too expensive that I'm looking for. I mean, I've basically just been looking for stuff that I like and stuff that I'll look to put on a turntable and spin and listen to at my apartment. But, I'm always looking for old, anything that came out of Fame Records down in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, anything like Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, anything Rolling Stones did there, Etta James, the band, their house band, the Swampers. I mean, just one of the greatest studio bands of all time, in my opinion.
Cool.
And I think in a lot of other people's too. But anything that's been on my radar lately.
What's the most you paid for a record, and what was the title?
Oof, that's a good question.
That you'd admit to on radio.
I don't know if I have any. I don't know off the top of my head. There haven't been any of that have been serious wallet busters.
Perhaps you don't overpay for records, and that's a good thing.
I haven't. Yeah, like I said, I've been getting a lot of stuff that I like, and any kind of. I haven't really spent a whole lot of money on these things just yet.
What's the best record you got for $1 when you're poking around in stores and on the street? I hear you can buy records right on the street in Manhattan. People are just set up.
In some places you can, yeah. I mean, up in as I was saying, going into the break, I was in upstate New York looking through past this guy with a barn on his property that said he's got records in there, and went in, picked up a copy of Rolling Stone's Sticky Fingers, one of the original ones with the zipper on the
that's designed by Andy Warhol.
Yep, got one of those for $1.
I have some records that Warhol in the 50s and early 60s did the artwork on a lot of oddball. I have a record by Keely Smith, who is a jazz singer and was married to Louis Prima, and Warhol did the artwork on the either the rear or something. It's having Warhol, even though it's just a print and it's just on a record jacket. And I also have a Jackie Gleason record that Salvatore Dali did the artwork on. I got that one hanging on my wall. That's
very cool.
That's from the early 60s too, or maybe even the late 50s. I don't remember. It's kind of a interesting record, but the cover, I don't have any other I don't have any other Salvatore Dali on my wall. So.
Yeah, neither do I. But yeah, I hope that people will still appreciate stuff like this going into the future. And that's why I appreciate new artists who are putting the time and who are putting artwork out there and putting vinyl out there. The guy like Jack White down there in Nashville is doing a good job with Third Man Records and everything.
Right, he's got his own record press.
Yeah, he's doing. I respect what he's doing with it, and not to mention he's one of my favorite guitar players. So
you're a guitar collector, also, right? How many guitars do you have?
I'm actually down to about 12. I sold 4 of them a few months back, so it's a little bit more manageable right now.
What's the
what's the
best piece guitar? You have? Yeah,
I have a 1970s Fender Stratocaster in like a candy apple red. It's not an original color, but it's an original 1970s Fender Strat that I probably overpaid for. But that's my favorite guitar, and I'll never. Actually, I have another guitar that's probably got a better backstory to it. I was working in a grocery store with a guy who was a guitar tech for Stevie Ray Vaughan back in the 80s, and he still had, or 70s rather, 70s, 80s, whatever. He was still had a bunch of Stevie Ray's old gear that didn't make it into Stevie Ray's guitars or live rigs.
After he passed away.
And so I got to go through and raid this guy's basement and pick out all the parts that I wanted and build my own Frankenstein guitar out of parts that were not provably from, but from Stevie Ray Vaughan's collection.
So you're not only a musician, you can play, you can put a guitar together from parts and pieces.
And as far as the electronics go, I mean, I still need a little bit of help here and there getting it properly intonated and everything, but I can do the bulk of the work.
Do you have any acoustics?
I have, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acoustics.
Oh, wow.
And I picked up a really cool one. It's a 1960s, it's an Echo guitar, which is an Italian brand. And I picked it up when I was on a trip in Portugal. I picked it up for $100, and I mean it's an awesome old vintage piece, and it still plays like a dream.
Like a flamenco type guitar, or
no? It's a steel string, it's a parlor guitar. It's a little bit smaller bodied, and it's like a 3/4 scale of the normal guitar sound. It's a little bit smaller, something that it's a fun guitar to just have around the apartment and fiddle around with.
Hey, Jimmy, it's great to have you. We got to wrap up this half hour. We
always a pleasure talking
appreciate
to you, Mike.
having you on the
show.
When you get bored, hit the site and buy some records off me.
You got it, pal.
All right. Take care.
All right, later, bud.
Thanks. We're on the record with Virtual Vinyl. After the break, give us a call at 602-277-KFNX or 277-5369. If you're out of Phoenix, we have a national number, 866-536-1100. Hit the website, 1100kfnx.com.
Afternoons at 5 p.m. on 1100 KFNX. No fake news. Independent talk. 1100 KFNX.
The FBI has arrested Larry Hopkins, a member of a privately armed militia that's been stopping migrants illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border in New Mexico. Hopkins called himself commander of the United Constitutional Patriots, a group that has posted videos showing its members holding asylum seekers and their children.
Stripes and bright stars to the perilous fight.
At a ceremony in Littleton, Colorado, the victims of the Columbine High School shooting were remembered. The school's current principal, Scott Christie, was among those who spoke.
Columbine High School today is a symbol and a model of resiliency. My hope is that any person or group of people that has experienced tragedy can look to Columbine for hope.
At an Easter vigil in St. Peter's Basilica, Pope Francis encouraged people to resist cynicism and the glitter of wealth and avoid seeking life's meaning in things that pass away. I'm Evan Haining.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center for this afternoon, sunny, breezy, high of 93. Clear sky for tonight, 63 the low. Easter Sunday will be sunny, a high of 87. Clear and 62 for Sunday night. Sunshine for Monday, a high of 87. And sunshine on Tuesday, a high near 90. I'm Kelly Wild from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently, in downtown Phoenix, it's 91 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Virtual Vinyl is looking to purchase large, well taken care of LP and 45 RPM record collections. Call us at 480-269-4849 and visit our stores on 1100kfnx.com and check out our Facebook group. On the Record with Virtual Vinyl is on every Saturday at 5 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Everything today is thoroughly modern when the Scottsdale Musical Theater Company presents the Tony Award-winning musical Thoroughly Modern Millie, April 25th through May 5th at Tempe Center for the Arts, starring TV star Dawn Lewis from A Different World and the new Veronica Mars. This high-spirited tap-dancing treat will take you on a nostalgic trip back to the jazz age of the 1920s. For tickets, call 602-909-4215 or online at scottsdalemusicaltheater.com.
Do you have IRS tax problems? Are they keeping you up at night? If your tax problems are affecting your family life, you need to know you have options. Call Ted Watkins, enrolled agent before IRS, the tax expert who will handle your case. We negotiate settlements with the IRS, the Arizona Department of Revenue, as well as prepare past due tax returns. Call us at 602-363-1952 or 602-418-7308.
Message and data rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Phoenix? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll be introduced to our 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Phoenix area who want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Phoenix is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where we'll share how to get started making money flipping houses and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. Just text your zip code to 82,000.
Hey, welcome back to On the Record with Virtual Vinyl. I'm your host, Mike Camilla. I want to buy your record collection. Make sure it's in decent shape. I'll come in with cash, take everything, and sweep up on the way out the door. If you have a collection for sale or you know someone that does, give them our number. We're 480-269-4849, or email me at mike.hamilla, Hamila, @gmail.com. And we'll get together, take a look at what you have, and see if we can put some cash to it. We in Phoenix here, we're at 602-277-KFNX or 277-5369. Outside of Phoenix, 866-536-1100. If you call in off the street, we've got a Mint 45 for you in any genre of your choice. Back this week is my old pal Frank Thomas from Cleveland, who's in Cleveland visiting, lives in Philly right now. Hey, Frank, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Mike, how are you today?
Good.
Did you get to talk to your old buddy from Collinwood? Is that who that was?
No, that's a friend of the family that my daughter Nicole knows.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a young fella. He's like 32. Met him through Nicole.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd call and tell you about this deal down in Columbus that you put me on to.
Right, we've been working on it.
It's, did you get the chance to call the guy back?
No, I left him a message. I haven't heard back from him, but I was in Facebook in the reseller group that you and I are both members of, and a kid approached me and said he had a big package of 45s. He said there were 8,000 records. There's really 3,000. And the guy wants like $8,000 for him or something. But you and I both been talking to him and trying to figure out what he's really got.
He wanted it known that you were mistaken in the $8,000, and he's willing to take a lot less than that. He said.
Must have been a typo. Must have been a typo in his Craigslist ad.
Yeah, this must have been something like that. So I'll go down to Columbus and check that out. He said it's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, he's north of Columbus. I forget what city it is. I think I have the deal up on.
Delaware.
Delaware,
like
Ohio.
The state. You know, I thought Brady Quinn was from there, but he corrected me. He said Brady Quinn is from Dublin, Ohio. Dublin.
Yeah, he's got some interesting picture sleeves. And I saw a Psychedelic Furs 45 there in one of the photos that he sent us.
Well, I thought it was appropriate that the Quinns would live in Dublin, Ohio, anyways.
Right. Well, he went to where did Quinn go? To Notre Dame, right?
Yeah. And the Cleveland Browns for a quick second.
For a minute.
Right. Yeah, for a very quick second. I went to a game and they were playing the Chargers, and like the fans were all waiting for Brady Quinn to come in. They were, you got a new young drafty quarterback. Well, when they finally put him in, I saw him. I said, I looked at the person I was at the game with. I go, oh my God, he can't throw.
if Brady Quinn has any records for sale?
No, I don't know. He probably does.
What the hell with him?
Yeah.
So you and I are working on that deal. You're going to go maybe see that guy next week, and then we'll put our heads together and see if we can't take down this guy's collection. Mostly 45, some LPs. A little dicey as to what he has, and we have to go look at everything in person. I mean, I don't buy anything that I don't have in front of me in my hand, and I've made mistakes buying records off the street, even when I'm looking at them and they're in my hand. Bought warped records from guys. And you never know what you get till you get it home, even if it looks good.
Yeah, I've learned my lessons several times over.
I was telling Brian here, the sound man works the board for us, that one time I had a guy on Craigslist said, "Oh yeah, I got about 2,000 records in great condition." So I go meet him in a little dicey part of Phoenix, and he's in an old UPS truck that he's converted to his own personal vehicle, which I think he lives in. And the records look like they had been dunked in Lake Erie and then dried out in the desert. And I took one look at them and just turned around and went back to my car and drove away. Even if it was 100 Velvet Underground records in that pile, I was not getting to them. It was just people tend to misrepresent what they have just to get you. Everybody tells you they got Beatles records too to make you come look at their records. So.
And there's not a single Beatle record in the lot.
Not a one. Or if there are, they're cracked, or it's like somebody danced on them or something.
One of my lessons took about 10 years to learn. I bought a record that I thought was valuable off of eBay, got it, had it for about 10 years, and then came across another one, and I noticed there was a difference between what I had bought earlier at retail price for the original was a bootleg. And it was, then I did some research on it. It was like, they don't know where it came from, whether it was the United States or the UK.
What was the record? Do you remember?
It was the Clash's, first release, on CBS, Capitol Radio. And, it was actually it was a promo that they gave to the band to give away at shows, but the band sold them. Because they weren't getting any money from the record label, so they just kept the proceeds they sold these records and kept the proceeds from them. So that's why it's got a little bit of notoriety, and it's kind of valuable.
Something from London Calling or earlier stuff.
No, that's even before the first album. The London Calling was the third album.
They were big, and then poof, they were gone, broke up. Somebody's dead now. One of the guys is dead, I think.
Yeah, the Joe Strummer, yeah, he's gone. But I think their big mistake was opening up for The Who. What happened was they wound up getting booed everywhere.
Yeah, people that go see The Who tend to want to see The Who, even though the Clash were great. I mean, it's two different genres that kind of don't go together, really.
Yeah, well, they were kind of put into a bad position. Whoever took that gig, they should have said, no, we can't accept that.
What a great chance to play in front of a lot of people. I mean,
yeah, but unfortunately, Who fans are very, they're very vocal in who they want to see.
I saw the Who in '71 in Cleveland Public Hall when Who's next album had just come out, and Moon was still busting up the equipment at the end to My Generation. I think I was in 10th grade. I went with some older guys.
Isn't that the same tour where that kid had to come in and play drums out of the audience?
It wasn't in Cleveland, but it was somewhere else.
I think it was the same tour though.
Right. Yeah, because Moon could not complete the evening or something.
Yeah, and they pulled some kid from the audience, and he did a bang up job from what I understand.
I was watching something on YouTube I ran across at 5 o'clock in the morning the other day. It was from the Isle of Wight concert. It was our set, and there was a beautiful camera set up behind Keith Moon. And just watching him, I mean, there are guys that'll tell you that he's not technical and can't play, but to me, he played the drums as a lead instrument, and there was no one else like him at all. Keith, a lot of energy.
Man, he was the greatest rock and roll drummer that ever lived. Anybody will tell you that.
A lot of drummers would disagree because he can't play something out of a songbook or something, or
I don't know. He was a hell of a rock and roll machine. That's for sure.
He's my favorite drummer, and I like John Bonham and all kinds of Ainsley Dunbar, all kinds of drummers, all different kind of drummers. But
yeah, he was top dog.
Moon is my favorite.
He was even more rock and roll than a lot of those punk drummers that got notoriety.
Live fast, die young.
Yeah,
not sure if he had a big funeral, but.
Well, he drove a Rolls Royce into a swimming. What was it, at the Hilton in Los Angeles? Was that where he drove the Rolls Royce into the swimming pool?
Those guys tore up some hotels. Mostly him, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it was him. It was a one-man demolition crew for sure. Yeah.
So what else?
I was wondering if this guy did he tell you anything about any Hendrix albums? Or
I did see a Hendrix. I think it was an LP in one of the crates in one of the photos that the guy had.
Yeah, I should call him back and ask him before I drive down there, because I'm looking into the Hendrix stuff, and that's an LP. There's some LPs that are on Track Records. Remember the Who put out stuff on Track Records as well, and there's the early Hendrix stuff, like from '67, '68. All the stuff was coming from London, because you remember he moved over there. He wasn't getting anywhere over here. So
right, he basically broke out of the UK. He couldn't. He was just a session guy in the States. A lot of records are worth money because somebody figured out that Hendrix played on the record, this and that.
Yeah, I can't remember the band that was it Sly and the Family Stone. He did some work for. And
I don't know.
I can't remember. There was a couple of bands that you wouldn't think that he would be playing on the record, but he is.
Hey Frank, we got to take a break. Stay with us for another segment. We'll take it. We'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll wrap up this hour. So stay with us during the break. I'm Mike Camilla. We're on the record with Virtual Vinyl. Give us a call, 602-277-KFNX. We're kind of full up with guests tonight, but we can get callers in. Looking to purchase large, well-taken care of LP and 45 RPM record collections. Call us at 480-269-4849 and visit our stores on 1100kfnx.com and check out our Facebook group. On the Record with Virtual Vinyl is on every Saturday at 5 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Good times, good friends, and cold drinks. And that's what it's all about. Arena Sports Grill at 64th Street in Bell has been North Scottsdale's friendliest sports bar since 1998. There is always something going on in Arena. Taco Tuesdays with a pool tournament starting at 7 p.m. Wine Wednesdays, half-off bottle of wine and $11 one-topping pizzas. All-you-can-eat fish fry Fridays and the best prime rib dinner with all the fixins on Saturdays. It's Arena Sports Grill. Food, sports, games, and fun.
Upper Crust Pizza Patio and Wine Bar is the Phoenix hotspot, whether you're considering a fun, casual dinner with the whole family or an intimate evening out with you and your significant other. Located on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101, Upper Crust offers great specials, including Tuesday $11 large one-topping pizzas, Wednesday half-off bottles of wine, and happy hour 4 to 7 every day. Check it out for yourself, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101.
Hi folks, this is Bill Pascal. Are you paying too much for your health insurance? Well, I've got plans available year-round that are good for any doctor or hospital. You get a small copay. You don't have to satisfy a great big deductible every year, and the premiums are truly affordable. For more information, give me a call at 623-980-7272 or visit me online at AmericanHealthPro.com, and we'll do our best to help you and your family.
Are you tired of politicians' lies and corporate greed? Does your family have health care? Can you support your family? Voice of Democracy Arizona is the program that fights for people's rights. We talk about issues that affect your family and your community. Listen to Voice of Democracy Arizona on 1100 KFNX and be informed. Talk about public issues in Arizona and the USA, how politics affects you. Call the show at 602-277-KFNX.
Tune in every Saturday at 2 p.m.
The Old Town Tortilla Factory has been a local landmark for over 20 years in downtown Scottsdale, serving the very best Southwestern Tex-Mex cuisine and over 140 premium tequilas in a fabulous outdoor patio setting. Known for their premium award-winning margaritas and homemade flavored tortillas, you will never be disappointed at the Old Town Tortilla Factory. The Old Town Tortilla Factory is next to the Valley Ho Hotel at 6910 East Main Street. Call for reservations at 480-945-4576.
That's Little Walter playing us into the last segment here on The Record with Virtual Vinyl. I'm your host, Mike Camilla. If you got records for sale, hit the KFNX website, 1100kfnx.com. There's ways to get a hold of us there. Call me in Phoenix, 480-269-4849. I got my old pal Frank Thomas going to stay with us for the rest of this hour, and we're going to kick around whatever we decide to kick around here. Frank, you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Good. So
I don't know what were we talking about? Jimi Hendrix, right?
Yeah, Hendrix. We were going to talk about some pop stars that met untimely deaths. Also, I don't know if we have enough time to do that. We could pick a couple of them and knock them around. You did some research on one or two.
I did research on Hendrix, and
yeah, give us the Hendrix story on his passing.
He had a manager. His name was Mike Jeffries, or Mike Jeffrey. And people, come to some kind of conclusion that he was a M16, is it, or is the British form of the CIA?
M5 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, the public story is he was overdosed on heroin, choked on his vomit or something in his sleep or something.
Well, the biggest thing is that the roadie that put out a book. It was like a 279-page book. The roadie, he worked for like Eric Burdon and the Animals and others from that era. And his name is Tappy Wright or something. James Tappy Wright. That's who it is. And he wrote a book, and he said that Mike Jeffrey told him that he killed Hendrix. He confessed to him. So he wrote that right in the book.
What would the motive be for something like that? I mean,
something with the Hendrix's contract was running out, and Mike Jeffries didn't want to lose the contract. Hendrix wanted to get away from Jeffries.
So something to do
with money. And there's other conspiracy theories that he was getting out of control, and it was time to do him in because the handler was losing control, like Mike Jeffrey was the handler or some kind of thing like that. But that's unsubstantiated. The only thing people are going off is what the roadie wrote in his book. So
yeah, Hendrix was in his 20s still when he passed, like 27 or something. Wasn't all the like Jim Morrison 27, Hendrix was 27, Janis was 27.
27. Who's the other one? Amy Winehouse.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse being the latest of the 27 club.
Wow, that's five pretty good, talented 21, people.
So, yeah, well, he didn't have much talent, but so maybe that's why he was 21. He's in the 21 club.
Speaking of Janis Joplin, I got like 20 copies of Me and Bobby McGee 45 on Columbia. I think it's a first pressing. And I sell them for like $10 or $12, $13 on eBay or on Discogs. So I sold a guy. Made an offer on one the other day, and we agreed at $11.99. And today I get a message from him. He's an eBay buyer. He sends me all these photos. Said there's a crack, a hairline crack on the record. I think it's on both sides. He sent me 5 or 6 pictures. Hard to get a picture in the light of the record and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, did you play the record, or are you just gonna like take it to bed with you? What? Or are you gonna hang it on the wall? I don't know. I don't understand. It's $12, not the $120 or $1,200. It's a beautiful record. Maybe I didn't pick the best mint Janis record out of the pile because I'm old and I can't see. But,
well, you didn't list it as mint, did you?
Oh, of course I did. I'm a overgrader.
No, I thought you were near mint. You never.
No, these mint unplayed, and I believe it was mint unplayed. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have a paper scratch from the sleeve or just because records have marks on them don't mean they were ever on a turntable. And I don't think any of these records were, because this deal, I got all this ex-store stock. This guy that donated this package, he bought everything that record stores had when they were getting rid of vinyl, and whatever was on the floor went into his truck, or however he got it out of these stores. He just took everything out of all these retail stores in the 80s and whatever, and that's how I got all those sealed LPs, because it was just store stock, and how I got all those, some of the 45s from the 50s that were his personal collection. I don't know where the Mint Sun 45s came from, but those obviously did not come out of record stores in the 80s. But just, really, for $10, I got to get 5 pictures and a song and a dance. But, you sell records to guys for $50, $100, $500. You never hear anything. You get a nice feedback, and
you won a case on eBay. I'd be pretty happy about that. I've never heard of that before.
Oh, right.
Of the seller actually winning a case.
That was on some baseball memorabilia I was selling for a down and out friend of mine.
They ruled in your favor. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, the guy was trying to return something that he altered after he took possession of it, and then never returned it. eBay okayed the return, and I was shocked. I had to call eBay and make sure that's what I was reading was what was correct, because they hardly ever side with the seller.
Yeah. So, off topic here, are you ready for some Arizona Cardinals football, or what?
I hope they stay with the quarterback they have, Rosen. There's talk about this kid from Oklahoma who's about 5'9" and runs the 40 at 4.3 or something like that. But
the short kid, right?
Yeah,
5'9".
Yeah, he's like
Kyler Murray, I believe.
Right. So they think it's the Cardinals are intimating that they want to take that kid. I think they're just trying to drive up what they can get to trade down from the first pick, because they're horrible. But,
rumor on the East Coast has it that Rosen might just be going to New York.
Yeah, because it's the same GM. I don't think he pulls the plug on the second-year quarterback. That would make him look like he made a dumb draft pick. So I think that Rosen stays with the Cardinals. And instead of winning 3 games, they might win 6 this year and lose 10. So, they're not looking as bright as the Browns look. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mike, it's been great talking to you. So let me get back to here. I just wanted to let you know that I did sell a $1,000 record on Discogs.
Yeah. Have you figured out all the shipping and insurance on that one?
No, I'm a little. I've been looking for an exemption. Supposedly products made in the UK are exempt.
That's a Sex Pistols record, right?
Right, that's a Sex Pistols. It has a double A-side label. And it's like there's only 3 of them that's ever seen Discogs.
So what do they call that on Discogs? A misprint?
Mispress.
Misprint.
Mislabeled. Yeah, it's got 2 A-side labels, but it's supposedly things can go back to the UK that were made in the and they're exempt from any kind of duty, but I haven't found that yet.
We do something nice for our international customers. We charge them, they buy a 45 for $15, and then they can add as many 45s to the order as they want. We keep the shipping the same. So a guy can have 3 records, 30 records, 100 records, because I got so many 45s. I don't mind paying a little extra shipping to get some records to a guy overseas, and like I said, half the 45s that we sell go overseas. So guys over there want U.S. pressings. Guys in the U.S. want UK pressings. It's just a big circle that this vinyl's making.
Well, supposedly the customs, if it's made in the UK, it can come back to the UK without a duty. So, which sounds reasonable to me, and that would be one for the people. But somehow, until I see it in print, I'm not going to believe it.
All right, man. You got to go. Right. Thanks for joining us for our third show here. We appreciate it. And
all right, I'll talk to you soon, Mike. Hang in there.
Thanks, Frank. Good to talk to you. Thanks for calling. That's my old pal, Frank Thomas, who's currently in Cleveland on an extended vacation, but he lives in Philly. But we grew up in, I'm a little older than him, but we grew up in the same neighborhood. I met my wife in his uncle's bar, his uncle's bar. Inkies in Highland Heights. Hey, it's been great to be with you. I hope anybody out there listening, no one called in and is going to get a free record, but we hope you listen and go to our stores at the KFNX website. That's at 1100kfnx.com. Or give us a call direct with record collections you have for sale, 480-269-4849. Or email me direct, mike.hamilla@gmail.com. Send me a list of what you got and where you're at, and we'll come take a look and see if we pay cash, typically take everything and sweep up on the way out the door. So we're not trying to sell you something. We're trying to spend money and get some records. We always think we're running out of records. Even though I've got 20,000 LPs in my warehouse I haven't looked at yet, I feel like I need some more records. And since this is all I'm going to do until the rest of my mind is lost, I need to pick up more records. So call us. Again, 480-269-4849. We'll see you next Saturday, same time, 5 p.m. Give us a call at next week at 602-277-KFNX.
Necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
And bigger rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Phoenix? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals